I'm Macy Egland. Newsday investigates sex trafficking on Long Island. Our team has poured through police and court records looking into sex trafficking and prostitution cases across the island. Now, we've created a database documenting these charges and found the criminal activity has occurred at nearly 60 hotels and motels.
It's not something that is happening once in a while. It's something that is happening every minute, every second, in every neighborhood, in every town, in every hotel, and every motel across Long Island.
Coming up, a look at the data we've uncovered and what one town is doing to prevent it. Developing now in Nassau, we're told there are multiple injuries after this head-on crash in Atlantic Beach. Police tell us 2 cars collided at the intersection of Beach Street and Scott Drive last night. We'll have more information when we get it on our website, Newsday.com. Newsday has been focusing on Long Island's dangerous roads in our year-long investigation. Last night, we hosted a town hall meeting at our Melville studios. Local and state experts joined victims' families and Newsday transportation reporter Alfonso Castillo to talk about the issue as well as possible solutions.
It's stunning. It's just very, very dangerous. People are committing these kind of bad behaviors and they're taking a lot of chances, and people are getting hurt, unfortunately, as a result.
The experts we spoke with say they've seen an increase in aggressive driving since the coronavirus pandemic. You can read more about our dangerous roads investigation on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Long Island Congressman Andrew Garbarino will be in the national spotlight today. As chairman of the House Committee on Homeland Security, the Bayport Republican will preside over the hearing with Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. Noem is expected to be grilled about controversial immigration raids across the country. You have a chance to weigh in today on plans to bring 2 new restaurants to Farmingville. The town of Brookhaven Planning Board is holding a public hearing today to possibly approve a vote that would allow Bojangles and Panera Bread to be built on a 15-acre site on North Ocean Avenue. All right, let's talk about your Thursday forecast now. Gusty winds, cold, possibly some snow on the way. Let's take a look at today. First of all, wind chill values between 20 and 25 this morning. So again, cold today. At least we've got some sun. Highs around 35. Again, it feels colder. Tomorrow, sunny. Highs around 35 degrees again. Taking a look at your 7-day forecast, we could see some light snow moving in Saturday into Sunday. Right now, less than a ½ inch is being forecast. So just the right amount for our first snow, right? Just enough. We'll take it.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
Newsday investigates sex trafficking on Long Island. Newsday has compiled a first-ever database documenting sex trafficking and prostitution cases at hotels and motels across Long Island. Officials in both Nassau and Suffolk say it's a problem many are unaware of.
I think I had a case in almost every major hotel here.
Hidden in plain sight at hotels and motels across Long Island, sex traffickers are doing big business.
I think that people are not really aware of the fact of how prevalent it is in our community.
We saw that it was going on in almost all of the small hotels.
It's a persistent problem the town of Babylon is actively working to solve.
This hotel in particular is starting to become a very popular one. So once we saw that, we definitely wanted to come down on them a little bit heavier.
Eddie Salas is the lead investigator of Babylon Town's Quality of Life unit. He's asked us not to show his face because much of his work is done undercover. The unit responds to community concerns and cracks down on crime by issuing code violations.
It's actually very powerful because we could actually, on certain kinds of issues, summons that person almost every day if we wanted to, legally.
As prostitution and human trafficking has moved off the streets into hotels and motels, town employees have forced several establishments to enforce new policies, require ID, and staff training.
Might be watching now. So like this one is posting that they're in Lindenhurst.
Salas responds to online ads within the town.
Hey, baby, you here?
Yeah, I'm in the back.
Okay, love. I'm in room 204. Just knock on my room.
Okay.
Once he has evidence prostitution is taking place, he confronts hotel staff.
So we have summonses here for the management for girls that are operating out of the room, prostitution and body massages.
Newsday's investigative reporters have uncovered sex trafficking and prostitution cases at nearly 60 locations across the island and identified hotspots at the center of the issue. It's a problem we've been covering extensively ever since a teenage girl from Patchogue went missing for weeks. 23 people have been charged with crimes connected to her, including sex trafficking, kidnapping, and drug offenses.
It's not something that is happening once in a while. It's something that is happening every minute, every second, in every neighborhood, in every town, in every hotel, and every motel across Long Island.
Laura Mullen knows the ins and outs of the lifestyle because she lived it. She grew up in Central Islip in an unstable home and says she was sold to a man at just 12 years old.
Because of what I thought was normal, that's where I went with my life. I started using and abusing drugs at an early age, which eventually led me into harder things in my late 20s, which led me to the streets and into my trafficking situations.
In and out of different homes, hotels, and motels, Mullen says she felt there was no way out and complied to survive. She says the pimp playbook remains the same. Online platforms are used to advertise hundreds of posts every day. Newsday found many of them at hotels and motels in places like Islandia, Westbury, Hop Hog, and Farmingdale.
If you have one or two men that are buying 5 rooms that have multiple women in there and they're staying for a week at a time, I mean, how much money are you bringing in just off of them, right?
There have been recent efforts to combat the issue. New legislation introduced in Suffolk, which would restrict hourly rates at hotels and motels. 5 hotels have shut down, 3 of them deemed public nuisances. Lawsuits have also been filed against some establishments and their owners, accusing them of enabling the criminal behavior. But often it's fear keeping many employees from taking action.
You might have a night manager say, you know, I'm not going to mess with that guy, right? He's got some bad guys he hangs out with, so I'm just going to turn a blind eye. And that's very sad because oftentimes these girls are as young as 14, 15, you know.
Despite efforts to address the problem, demand continues to drive the abuse.
Trafficking is not a victimless crime. I think it's important to look for these things, look for these red flags, and all do our part to try to report it.
Newsday reached out to 59 hotel and motel owners and managers where this type of criminal behavior was documented. Nearly half responded, either denying it or saying they were working to prevent it. Read more of our exclusive unprotected investigation on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Only a Newsday, a rising basketball star is getting a lot of attention on the court in Westhampton. Jolie Katzen introduces us to Sandra Clark.
4 years ago, Sandra Clark left Ithaca, the place where she learned to love basketball. Arriving as a freshman at Westhampton, she faced the pressure of a new school, but she dove right in, finding comfort on the court.
Moving from Ithaca was really a hard thing. I had security as I was on the varsity team in 8th grade, so when my parents told us we had to move, I was like, what's about to happen with basketball? First day of school, I made sure I introduced myself to Coach Peters. I was like, hey, I play basketball. When do we get it started?
In the beginning of the school year, she came and found me and said, you know, I'd really like to play basketball. And she showed up, and Coach Hempling and I just looked at each other like, oh, she can really play. So we were really excited to have her on board as a 9th grader.
Determined to keep improving her game, Clark started her days early, getting in extra reps before school.
I would go to the YMCA in Patchogue before school from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. with my mom, and I would train at the Y, then head back home, get on the bus, and come to school.
And that hard work has paid off. Now a senior, Clark makes her presence felt in every game.
The best part of my game, I would definitely say my passing ability. I'm definitely a pass-first point guard. I'll look to get my team involved first, then I'll start get going.
And she's also a sharp shooter, knocking down more than 40 threes last season.
All right, Sandra, last season you scored a three-pointer in nearly every single game you played, so I need to know, what is the secret to your shot?
Repetition. Thank you.
Sandra's dedication to this game is really unprecedented. We've had playoff games where she's come in the gym in the morning to get shots up before the game is played.
What began as a fresh start has become family. And now, Clark looks to close her Westhampton career with one more championship run.
I love this team. I only have brothers. I always wished I had a sister growing up, but they truly filled that void. This year, we plan to win Suffolk again, but also bring home the LIC.
Jolie Katzen, Newsday TV.
Check out our list of the top Long Island high school girls basketball players on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
What's Up on Long Island is brought to you by Sun Nation Energy, helping Long Island homes and businesses save with solar for over 20 years.
Here's what's up on Long Island. Hop aboard the Polar Express trolley, relive the magic of the classic story, and meet the big guy himself, Santa, of course. Rides take off from Scotts Point and Calverton. Tickets are on sale through the 23rd. And take the plunge out east for a good cause. There's a polar plunge Saturday morning at Cooper's Beach in Southampton to benefit Heart of the Hamptons. You can stay warm and warm up afterward with some hot chocolate and treats. So it'll be really cold, but then you'll get a chance to have some hot cocoa. It'll be worth it. Or get your game on. The Festival of Games heads to the Cradle of Aviation this weekend. Check out dozens of arcade and holiday themed games there. There will also be interactive workshops and a marketplace. For admission information and more events, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box on our homepage.
Newsday investigates how the internet has made it easier and faster to buy and sell sex.
We're seeing an increase in the use of social media.
Using hotels and motels across Long Island for trafficking women and young girls.
In every hotel on Long Island, someone is being trafficked.
We explore this criminal enterprise and what's being done to stop it. Unprotected hotels, motels, and sex trafficking. A Newsday investigation. Now available at newsday.com/unprotected.
See more on these stories on Newsday.com and watch us streaming anytime on Local Now, YouTube, and the other streaming services you see here. I'm Macy Eglund. We've got more local news coming up.
An inside look at Long Island businesses as Newsday presents LI Works. Join Ken Buffa as he samples unique jobs and meets the people behind them. LI Works, now available at newsday.com/LI Works.